What's happening, YouTube? Welcome to my channel of Flying Dutchman videos. My name is Rick and I'll be walking you through the Renegade Ops solo campaign. As you can see, I've got both DLCs. You got the DLC free if you bought the game prior to a certain date. I don't believe that's the case anymore, so if you want the DLC, mission DLC, you'll need to pay for that. As you can see, I've already done most of the missions, but I've done them in co-op, which means to get the achievements you actually need to do them in solo as well. It's been a while since I played the game, but I figured let's take a chance at it. As you can see, you have multiple characters you can choose. Each one has an upgrade tree. As long as you play the game, and kill enemies, you get XP, and that XP factors into upgrade points, which you can then spend in the tree. And at certain levels you get more experience points than normal, and you should be able to unlock more than 3 different spaces for your unlock. So you should be able to mix and match with two upgrades from the same tree to use. The story is a bit over the top, which you're probably used to if you played any Avalanche games before.
Take her to the church.
The story is basically Inferno, a mad genius with fire-based weapons of mass destruction, plans to hold the world hostage and take it over. And you are one of the elite Renegade squad, and you're sent in to make sure that doesn't happen and basically whoop Inferno's ass.
Buckle up, Renegades. This is it.
That's Brian. Brian is your commanding officer, and probably the source of some of the most ridiculous VO in the game. Now, Renegade Ops is a on the consoles it's a dual stick shooter. On the PC, you just use mouse and keyboard, which is a bit squirrely, but you get used to it. Unfortunately, I haven't played the game in a while, so I'm a bit rusty, but we'll see how that goes. Shooting the mines here as you come across. You don't need to do this, but just make sure you get the ones closest to your hovercraft in order to avoid taking too much damage before you hit the ground. Now, you get mortared here as soon as you land, so make sure you just speed off onto into the jungle and just keep driving. As soon as you get into the jungle, the mortaring stops. It'll after a while. They don't actually hit you in here.
Stop him! Inferno commands it!
Shoot big trucks, the mortar trucks, and take those out with the objective. Obviously, immediately popping your special weapon helps a lot in these cases, but it's a bit wasteful, so make sure, whenever you do that, make sure you get as much targets as you can. Now, just taking out the mortar trucks here. My tactic in Renegade Ops mostly consists of, maybe that has something to do with being shitty with the keyboard and mouse in this game, but it's just circling around the enemies and shooting them that way like some sort of ground-based gunship. It works, but I do take a lot of damage, so if you have another tactic that works better for you, feel free, of course, to use that instead. And maybe just tell me in the comments what you do in hairy situations in this game, because I sure could use it in order to get that last achievement for to get to the alien skill level.
My family is safe. I will barricade the church.
They won't last long.
I will barricade the church.
Go help them out, Renegades.
So yeah, the objective here is to free a bunch of hostages Inferno forces have taken, and it's pretty much straightforward. You just roll up into their base, blast the fools, and break the hostages out of their cages. The cages look somewhat like a shipping container, so it's easy to spawn there. Of course, they're getting pointed at by the indicator as well. As you can see, some of the forces have hidden themselves in houses. You can't actually shoot them. You need to drive through the house in order to kill them. You still get points for it, of course. Also, don't forget, the game shows you, but don't forget to use turbo. It makes you move across the map a lot faster, especially as the game does have a timer, so after a little while the timer starts to count down and you actually need to do some objectives in order to, stave it off for a while. You could just like do that by, if you want to do the secondary objective, one of the achievements for this map is getting, I believe, 16 hostages before the timer runs out, which is, as long as you do a primary objective or destroy one of the primary objectives once in a while, you'll be fine. It's not that hard to get.
No way are we letting that happen.
So what we just handed in the first batch of hostages, and now we're supposed to take out these mobile prison transports. It's pretty easy. Just they do have a gun, so make sure you don't get hit too much, but it should be pretty much straightforward. And as you destroy them, they drop one of the cages, and you just bust that open. And basically, from there, it's basically the same thing. There we go. That's the container. Pick that up. Blow fuckers up. One thing I do notice is that it does seem like Roxy is offensively the most powerful because of her special. Some of the more defensively oriented specials do get a small offensive bonus later on. You unlock that through your the perk tree. It's not that powerful though, but I would say that Dizzy's EMP blast is actually very useful, especially if you get harassed by a lot of guided weapons. You can take them out that way. Just freeze them and they drop out of there. One thing to notice is that even on normal, you take quite a bit of damage. So make sure you pick up these green boxes on the ground. That's health, in order to stay alive, basically. You will die though, like unless you're playing. Maybe it's easier with controllers, but if you're playing this with keyboard and mouse, it's probable you will die at some point in the campaign, even on normal. Can't speak for easy. I've not tried that, but on normal and hard, you will die. On hardcore, it's all linear. Don't worry about it too much. One thing that does suck is if you die, you lose any and all weapon upgrades. So if you had an upgraded machine gun and a rocket launcher or a railgun or whatever, you will lose that, which is pretty sucky, especially if you get stuck in a tight spot, basically with lots of armor or tanks or whatever. So I just died, so you can pretty much see, like, I'm not the best player, but still, you will die at one point. Don't worry about it. You got like 5 health, and you can get 5 lives. You can get bonus lives throughout the game, so don't worry about it too much. Doesn't impact your score very much, I think. So just like this game is just all about having fun. Like the scoring thing is a bonus, but don't worry about it too much. Just making our way through more prisoners here. This is basically the entire mission up until now is just bailing out hostages all over the place. In a while it will get more exciting, but this is just busting hostages out.
Mortar truck spotted. Get to it before they
More mortar trucks, like basically the same thing as we encountered as we went up the beach. Just do the same thing, just drive up to them and shoot them with your secondary weapon or something like that. We'll take care of them really quickly. You can of course still go for hostages, just keep an eye on the clock. Don't spend too much time getting hostages, because you might find yourself with too little time to actually make it to the objective, which of course is game over immediately, and you'll have to restart the mission. I will say that the camera angle occasionally gets a bit in the way, that you'll get stuck behind a building or a rock or whatever, and the camera is just not in the right position to give you that clear view on your vehicle, and you'll have to figure, like, basically blindly figure out your way out of there without actually, you don't know if your vehicle is oriented forwards or backwards, so you don't actually know which way you should go, which is a bit annoying. But other than that, like, there's very little actually really wrong with this game. It's a very solid game. More hostages. See, and you can there see the timer. So just make sure you, like I said, make sure you beat the timer to the objectives. You can always pick up hostages along the way. There's actually, I think each mortar truck has 2 or 3 cages in the vicinity, so you can actually just do the objectives and still pick up a lot of velocity. You'll notice in the bottom right hand of the screen is a multiplier, and the game bases your ranking on the basis of that multiplier. How much damage streaks you got and how much points you got, of course, in the end. I think there is 15 skill levels, and the top one is Alien, which is actually pretty hard to get, considering that the farther up you get, the faster the bar depletes. And there is a Steam achievement, probably also Xbox and a PS3 achievement, a trophy for doing, I think, getting to Alien. That's it, yeah, getting to the Alien skill levels. This is actually pretty hard because of the things I just mentioned. But, keep with it and you should be able to get it, especially if the game is actually easier with the Game Pass. It should be the case. So if you're playing this on consoles, you might actually already have gotten it, but it should still be a tough achievement. It's not like they're not giving it away. So watch out for these missile trucks; they can really mess you up. And their missiles are of course guided, so just keep driving. Only stay still if you're absolutely sure you're gonna kill it within the next couple of seconds. That's generally a rule in this game. Just keep driving. If you need to turn, if you need to make donuts or whatever, just do that. Just keep moving. Make it harder for the enemy to hit you. These tanks actually look harder than they really are. Like they have a mean cannon on them. Don't get me wrong. Like what just happened to me here. Don't do what I just did, but keep turning circles around the tank. The turret actually is not fast enough to keep track of you if you do that. So keep hammering on it until the backside of the engine bay exposes, and there's like the patented Inferno heat whatever engine that is, and just shoot that. Like it's really vulnerable in there, and it'll go down in a few hits. I think you can actually, if you have a secondary at the time, and it's leveled up, you might actually be able to one-shot the tank. As you can see, some of the enemies will periodically drop blue upgrade crates, and those will upgrade your machine gun. I think there's 3 or 4 levels of that. And during the course of a mission, you'll probably get to level 3 with the upgrade tree if you're lucky. But not even if you're lucky, it probably will happen if you pick them up. So don't worry about that. Like the upgrades will come eventually. They're not permanent, so you'll have to regain them every mission. Just as you can see here, you really have to, especially if you're going after the big guys. Watch out that take care that the small guys don't actually like pepper you with machine gun fire and kill you that way. So that's why I said keeping moving is really important, and popping your special at the right time. Like I could, if I had my special fully charged up right there, I could probably have taken out all those little guys in one shot, and just add all the time in the world to focus on that big tank. See right there, I just popped the secondary, hit it in the engine bay, one shot, one kill. That's all the Inferno forces locally taken care of. Now Inferno's pissed.
Fools! Enjoy it while it lasts. You will still all burn.
Got some new toys for you to play with.
Of course, Brian drops in some supplies from his flying bus. Now, you can see for yourself what that is. It's a nice surprise. I'm not going to ruin it, but it's a very nice surprise, especially if this is the first time you've played the game. It's a very nice surprise. There's another weapon upgrade. Make sure you actually pick those up, because they're worth quite a bit of points. Boom. Helicopter. Helicopter functions in the same way as the car, so it's dual joysticks on the console and the keyboard and mouse on the PC. It'll automatically follow the terrain, well, not if you hit something like a cliff or something, it'll just fly into that. Doesn't take any damage as far as I'm aware. Like what happens here? Just flew into that rock like a dumbass.
I should have known it would be you. You can't stop me. No one can.
You can blow up these boats for some points. Turbo's. Get those. Get 500 pop. Pretty nice, and get your damage streak up. Grab some points along the way. And there's something like, looks like Inferno jacked some of the ships from the old Soviet Navy or whatever, because that looks like a carrier, but actually decked it out with missile launchers and anti-air batteries. Make sure you get those anti-rocket launchers really quickly, because they mess you up. You have countermeasures, but only a couple. I think they're infinite, but they really recharge very slowly, so you actually do need to manage them quite carefully. So focus on the entire missile launchers first, and then go for whatever's on the ground. Shouldn't be that hard of a fight, on normal anyway. I say that, but like in a couple of seconds I do get messed up pretty badly, so watch your back.
Another missile.
Boom.
Stop it.
As I said, like talking about the alien skill level earlier, it's actually fairly hard to get it in most parts of the game because it simply doesn't throw enough enemies your way to actually get the multiplier up that high. I've gotten close to it, but it's pretty tough in most parts of the game. So really, if you're going after that achievement, make sure you find a spot where it's easy to kill a lot of enemies and use your special wisely. That goes for all parts of the game.
Watch how I deal with your little toy soldiers.
That's Inferno in his little toy. Watch the hell out for this turret. If you get into its field of fire, it will mess you up. Luckily, it doesn't turn that fast, so just turn out, like move out of its field of fire, and you should be fine. But it will launch missiles after you, which curiously enough don't seem to be affected by the flares. So watch the hell out for that. Just outrun them, and they will drop to the sea eventually. And that's Inferno's first defeat. I say first because you will beat him a lot of times. The guy refuses to die, so you'll encounter him like fairly often into the game until pretty much halfway through. So that's the first mission.
You think you have won? You have accomplished nothing! Nothing! For this, more of your cities will be turned to ash. I am Inferno! And I have only just begun.
Inferno doesn't take shit from anyone. Except from the Renegades, of course. So that's the first mission. As you can see here, you get judged on your performance. So rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the second mission. Bye guys.